Have you ever heard your name spoken aloud in an empty room? Have you ever sensed a whisper brushing past your ear when you stood completely alone? Perhaps your heart ceased for just a moment, that quick, cold fear that something is wrong with you, that you are losing touch with what is real. Or perhaps something deeper stirred, something ancient and nameless, a faint hope that you are not as abandoned as you thought. You are sitting at your kitchen table in the early morning. The house is silent. Your coffee cup rests between your hands, still warm, the steam curling upward in thin ribbons. And then you hear it, a voice, soft but unmistakable. It speaks no words you can remember, but you heard it. You freeze, you listen, nothing. Only the hum of the refrigerator, only your own breath. You look around, no one is there, no one has ever been there. You tell yourself it was nothing, a trick of a tired mind, but you cannot shake the feeling that someone called to you. This is not random, this is not a symptom, this is not a flaw in your wiring or a sign that you are unraveling. What you heard was an invitation. It was the sound of the unseen world leaning close to you, close enough to touch the edge of your awareness, close enough to leave its mark. You have been chosen to hear what most cannot. You have been marked by a grace that does not wait for you to be ready. It comes when it comes, and it comes because you are needed. Saint Seraphina knew this sound well. She lived in a stone cell high in the mountains, and for years she heard voices that no other soul could perceive. She wrote in her journal, "The voice came not to my ears but to the center of my being, and I knew I was heard before I ever spoke." She understood what you are only beginning to understand now. The voice you hear is not outside you. It is not inside you either. It exists in the place where your soul and the eternal meet, in that hidden threshold where heaven presses against the veil of flesh. When you hear a voice and no one is there, something is happening in the unseen. Angels are near. They do not always appear as light or wings or the glorious figures of old paintings. Sometimes they come as whispers. Sometimes they come as a sudden knowing, a shift in the air, a word that rises without sound. They are messengers, and they have been sent to you. Not because you are perfect, not because you have earned it, but because your soul is attuned to a frequency that others have forgotten. You are porous to the sacred. You are open in ways that the world has trained most people to close. Grace moves through you like water through cracked earth. It finds the fissures. It seeps into the places where you are broken, where you are weak, where you have been worn down by doubt and loneliness and the ordinary suffering of being human. And in those places, it speaks. It calls your name. It reminds you that you are known. The voice is not trying to frighten you. It is trying to wake you. It is trying to pull you out of the sleep of distraction, out of the numb drift of days that blur into one another. It is saying, "I see you. I am here. You are not alone." But you must understand this clearly. You have not been called because you are strong. You have been called because you are weak, because in your weakness there is space for something greater. The world celebrates power, confidence, the appearance of having it all together, but heaven looks for the ones who know they are empty, the ones who have cried in the dark, the ones who have felt the weight of their own smallness. These are the ones who can hear. These are the ones who can be filled. Your sensitivity is not a curse. It is a sacred gift. You were made with thin walls between this world and the next. You were made to be a vessel, a meeting place, a living threshold. Are you beginning to see why this has happened to you? Are you beginning to understand that what you thought was strange is actually holy? but you must learn discernment. Not every voice is divine. Not every whisper comes from the realm of light. You must test what you hear. You must ask, does this voice bring peace or does it bring chaos? Does it lead you toward love or toward fear? Does it make you more compassionate, more patient, more willing to forgive? The voice of God always bears fruit. It may challenge you, it may ask hard things of you, but it will never leave you shattered. It will never drive you to despair. It will always, always lead you closer to the truth of who you are and who you were made to be. If the voice you hear brings confusion, if it mocks you or shames you or whispers that you are beyond help, that is not the voice of heaven. That is the echo of something lesser, something that feeds on your pain. Turn away from it. Do not give it your attention. Speak aloud if you must. I belong to the light, and I listen only to the light. When you hear the voice again, and you will, pause, breathe, and silently pray this. Speak, Lord, I am listening. That is all, just those 5 words. You do not need to beg. You do not need to perform. You do not need to prove anything. Simply open yourself. Simply say yes. The voice will do the rest. It will guide you. It will show you what you need to see. It will lead you step by step into the mission you were born for. I cannot promise you that everything will become easy. I cannot promise you that all your questions will be answered in an instant. But I can promise you this: if you listen with a willing heart, you will be changed. And you are not doing this alone. You think you are the only one who hears, but you are not. There are holy beings who see your struggle. There are saints and angels who watch over you, who intercede for you, who carry your prayers to the throne of grace when you are too tired to speak them yourself. Saint Seraphina is among them. She knows what it is to be misunderstood. She knows what it is to hear the voice and wonder if you are losing your mind. She stands beside you now, unseen but present, whispering courage into your spirit. She is praying that you will not turn away. She is praying that you will trust what you have heard. Every time you choose to believe, even when belief feels impossible, something shifts in the unseen. Every time you pause in the middle of your day and whisper that simple prayer, every time you turn your heart toward the light instead of sinking into doubt, heaven takes notice. These are not small things. These are acts of faith, and faith is the currency of the eternal. Your quiet obedience matters. Your secret tears matter. Your decision to keep going when everything in you wants to quit, that matters more than you know. There are victories happening in your life that you cannot see yet. There are doors opening in the invisible world. There are chains breaking. There are curses lifting, all because you heard the voice and chose to listen. The sign you have been given, this voice that comes when no one is there, is not meant to stay strange forever. It is meant to become a doorway. It is meant to be the beginning of a deeper communion with God, a daily conversation, a living relationship. One day, you will hear the voice, and you will not flinch. You will smile. You will recognize it the way you recognize the voice of someone you love. You will know that you are being spoken to by the one who made you, the one who numbers every hair on your head, the one who has never stopped calling your name since the moment you were born. The voice will become familiar. It will become home. And then you will begin to understand what it means to live as one who is called. You will begin to see that every moment is drenched in meaning, that every encounter is an opportunity for grace, that every struggle is an invitation to trust more deeply. You will stop asking why this is happening to you and start asking what you are meant to do with it. You will stop hiding your sensitivity and start offering it as a gift. You will stop seeing yourself as broken and start seeing yourself as chosen. Because you are. You have always been. The voice is proof. Are you feeling it now? Are you sensing the shift? This is not just information. This is initiation. This is the moment when everything changes if you let it. So what will you do? Will you dismiss this as coincidence, as something to explain away, as one more strange thing in a strange life? Or will you receive it as the message it is? Will you accept your calling? Will you step into the role you were always meant to play, the role of the listener, the one who hears, the one who stands between worlds and translates the language of heaven for those who have forgotten how to listen? Do not wait. Do not tell yourself you need more time to think about it. Do not let fear talk you out of what your soul already knows is true. The voice came to you for a reason. It came because you are ready, even if you do not feel ready. It came because the world needs people like you, people who can hear the whispers, people who can sense the presence of the sacred in the ordinary, people who can remind the rest of us that we are not alone, that we are loved, that we are held. Leave a comment below and tell me, when did you first hear the voice? What did it sound like? What did you feel? I want to know your story. I want to hear what heaven is doing in your life. And if you have never heard it but you want to, say that too. Say it out loud, write it down. Let your longing be known, because longing itself is a form of prayer. Subscribe to this channel if you want to go deeper. There is so much more to learn from Saint Seraphina, so many more signs to explore, so many more mysteries to uncover. Do not miss a single teaching. Your soul is hungry for this. Feed it, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. You know who they are. They are the ones who have mentioned something strange happening to them, something they cannot explain. They are the ones who feel like they are going crazy because they sense things others do not. Send this to them. Do not wait. Do it now. You might be the voice they need to hear today. Close your eyes for just a moment. Breathe deeply. Place your hand over your heart and pray with me now, silently or aloud, however feels right. Speak, Lord. I am listening. I am ready to hear. I am ready to follow. I trust that you have called me for a purpose. I trust that I am not alone. I trust that every voice I hear from you is leading me home. Amen. Do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to comment. Do not forget to share. The voice is calling. The time is now. Answer. Retry. Claude can make mistakes. Please double-check responses.